What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at our Churchill 612 12 gauge tactical shotgun. I'm just going to kind of walk through the different features, everything that this gun has to offer. At the end of the video we're going to go out and shoot it so you guys can see that as well. But without further ado, let's just jump right in, guys. So without getting too far into the video, I'm definitely going to show you that this gun has absolutely nothing in it. Safety first, guys, that's very important, and we always want to be on top of that. So this gun is manufactured by Akkar under the EAA Corporation, and they are made in Turkey. This is a budget-friendly, tactical-style 12-gauge shotgun designed for home defense. The 12-gauge is an exceptional tool as far as home defense goes, and just with a shotgun having a spread, if you're not just using slugs, that can be very useful. So I got this gun several months ago, and I did buy it as just something to have around the house for a home defense, self-defense type application. This gun excels at filling that role very well. It does everything good. It does everything great, and it's not going to try and be fancy. It's not going to be nice as it does it. This is kind of just a bare bones shotgun. You don't really get too many fancy features, but it's everything you need and maybe just a little bit more. So there's a couple different versions of this gun. As you can see here, we just have the standard version with the standard stock on it. They do make this version, or this gun rather, with a pistol grip stock. So it still has the full stock here, but instead of having your hand go here, it's a pistol grip that your hand would kind of go under it like that. I don't think that there's any advantage or disadvantage to getting the pistol grip. It's really just whatever you want. If that makes you feel more comfortable, if that feels better in your hand, definitely go for it. It's not going to be a bad decision. So this gun is a 12 gauge, like I said before, and it can take any 3-inch or 2 3/4 inch shells. So I do like to see that. With 3-inch shells, this thing is an absolute beast and a brute. It's gonna beat you up a little bit. I've always shot 3-inch shells out of it for the most part. I've done a couple 2 3/4, and it is noticeably less kick. It's just all about whatever you're more comfortable with. If you can handle a 3-inch shell just fine, definitely throw them in. It will feed them, it will shoot them just fine. Your capacity on this gun is going to be 5+1 if you're using 2 3/4 inch shells. If you are using 3-inch shells, suddenly your capacity is 4+1. So the capacity does change if you're using that bigger shell. But still, 4+1, you know, a 12 gauge, I think you'll probably have the job done within 2 or 3 shots max. So that leaves you with 1 extra shell. So no complaints there. You know, typically sometimes you'll see these tactical shotguns that maybe have a 7+1 capacity. And it's just all about what you want. I think for the average person, 4+1, 5+1 is going to be just fine and meet their needs. So we'll just kind of walk over the different features, what this gun comes with out of the factory, or at least the standard version. So you just have a single blade sight up at the front. You do not have any sight at the rear. You can see that there's a little groove, a little channel there. It's not really a sight or anything like that. It's not helping you find this blade. That's just kind of there. But with a shotgun, I mean, you don't really need specific, you know, sights on it. You're gonna hit anything in the general vicinity. Just a standard pump shotgun. Nothing fancy there. The pump does feel really good though. It feels really solid for this being a $200 gun. I mean, everything about this surprises me, how good this gun is. You just have a steel pump release down here. Has a good feel to that. I like to see all the controls being metal and not plastic. Just a push button safety here, also metal. Feels really good. Everything has a very solid feel to it, including the trigger. You know, it's just kind of a very basic safety, very basic pump release, very basic trigger design, and it just works exactly how it should. We do have obviously the standard stock here, and then on the stock you can see that there's just a little spot that you could put a sling if you wanted to carry this shotgun over your shoulder. The stock on this gun, it's totally synthetic, so it makes the gun very light. Overall weight of this rifle is just a featherweight. This shotgun is so light for what it is, and it's probably just the plastic pump, the synthetic stock. It really helps to cut down on weight. You do get kind of a rubber padding at the end of the stock, so it does help for the recoil and the kick just a little bit. I will say though that this gun just absolutely is going to kick you like a racehorse. It is just absolutely going to punch you in the shoulder, especially with the 3-inch shells. And you'll see later when we're shooting it, it just looks like I'm dying shooting this rifle. I actually start laughing because the kick from this thing is so much. Some people have said that the recoil isn't bad at all, that it doesn't kick hardly at all. You watch the video of us shooting it later and you be the judge, is all I will say. So I have seen versions of this rifle outfitted with the pistol grip that have a rail up top, a ghost ring sight, and then a breacher choke on the end if you were ever needing to get through a locked door or something to that nature. As far as just the standard, the average person's need or use for this rifle, I don't think that the ghost ring sight, the rail, the breacher choke is ever really going to be something that you need. Those seem like they are for more SWAT type applications or maybe police applications, but nonetheless that's definitely out there for you if you want it. It'll cost a few bucks more, but you can really outfit your gun well and kind of turn it into a very multi-purpose weapon. As far as jams and mishaps and things to that nature, I've never gotten this gun to do anything out of the normal, which is awesome. For it being a budget gun, typically you plan to run into some roadblocks and some problems when you're getting a gun or a rifle around the $200 mark, and I have not had any at all with this rifle. A lot of people have reviewed this rifle and had the same thing to say, so that's really cool. That you can just get an absolutely dependable budget shotgun that's always going to function like it should. So as far as total uses for this gun, it is primarily designed for self-defense. You could always take it with you as a second gun, throw it over your shoulder. That's typically how I'm carrying it if I'm ever out hunting or fishing, just to have something as a backup. Sometimes there's just an application where a shotgun is the most practical answer over, say, just a standard rifle or a handgun. So I do carry it as a second gun. It's always at home as well, serving its home defense purpose. And it could just be a great, cheap second gun to have around to have fun with. I mean, it's a shotgun. Shotguns are fun. It's loud, it's proud, and it will just kick you like a mule. So, and one of the reasons I had gotten this shotgun as well is because ammo is getting hard to find for my rifle and some of my handguns, but everybody seems to still have shotgun shells available at a very reasonable price, so that definitely was a factor in my decision as well. And then there's so many different rounds you could get as far as 12 gauge ammunition. Do you want to shoot birdshot? Do you want to shoot BBs? Do you want to shoot buckshot, slugs? So you have so many different options under that 12 gauge umbrella as far as directions you want to go, ammo you want to shoot. So, and some guys, when they use this for a home defense application, they will have birdshot, buckshot, and alternate their load. Or some guys will just do a buckshot and a slug and a buckshot and a slug and do it that way as well. I typically just use steel BB load. 100 BBs flying at you really fast is probably going to eliminate or deter any threat, you would hope. But you have many different options there as far as ammo goes, and that applies to all shotguns actually. When you buy this gun, you might get it in one piece. When I first got it, the dealer had broke it down, so I pretty much got my gun in like 3 different pieces, and you assemble it yourself. Comes with directions. It's extremely easy. A child could do it. But overall, the gun's just built very well. It feels very solid. I have 0 regrets about buying this rifle. It's never done me wrong, and I'm confident that if you guys get this gun, you will have the exact same thing to say about it. So I'm just going to give it a 5-star review. You know, I give a lot of my guns a 5-star review because every gun that I have, I specifically picked that make and model out for a certain reason. And I'm kind of a nerd when it comes to guns. I look up every review, I watch every video, and just try and find the best shit, the best bang for buck. I really like budget things, whether it's motorcycles, guns, food, I mean, kind of across the board. So a great budget shotgun. If you got $200, go throw it at one of these. You know, if you ever want to sell it or get rid of it down the road, I bet you can get your full $200 back, no problem at all. So I think that's about it. We've kind of gone through the basics. There's not a ton to talk about with this gun. Just very bare bones, very basic features. And yeah, it just is a real performer. The only aftermarket type thing that I have ever bought for this rifle was just kind of a shoulder strap for it that does hold, how many shells is this? Like 15 shells. So since it comes with those spots that you can attach a sling, I just put this right on here. I don't always have this on the gun when it's just at home, you know, in my secret place. But when I'm typically going out and shooting, it's really nice. There's a bunch of padding on the back side of this, so it's not uncomfortable. You can have a bunch of shells right there. Obviously, you could get like a shell holder for your stock, but I like to have that clean and then just have my shells on the strap. But it works really good. Everything about the gun is super solid. So let's just go on out to the range here. We'll put a few rounds through the gun and see how it performs. So you guys can see that. Stay tuned. It's gonna get really fun.
Pardon me and my tone. You can't step to my throne. They ain't working like me. I did this on my own. You asking where we been, huh? I don't know where to begin, huh? All this dirt on my skin. I just came here to win. I'm more than a man, I'm a monster. Somebody call a pastor, doctor. I got a 6th sense for imposters. So now I'm coming for the whole roster. It's not a game, why you playing with me? You could double back, lose track, try and hang with me. It must be in my veins, something you can't tame. Cause I break the chains, can't control me. I got the power, I got the keys. Cause I break the chains, they try to hold me. I'ma push back, just wait and you'll see. Please excuse me, your honor, but you can't hold me no longer. Can't you feel the vibrations? I broke out and left traces. Go ahead, try catch me if you can, man. You'll be looking all night, I'm the Sandman. New York, London to Japan. I'ma show the whole world who I am. Boom, Major look, huh? Yeah, this one is for the books. All these chances I took still. I move straight on these rooks now. Hold me up or hold me down. Have my back or hold my crown. Either you with me or not, but you better give all you got. Cause I break the chains, can't control me. I got the power, I got the keys. Cause I break the chains.
probably gonna do it, guys. I love the hell out of that shotgun. I think it's an excellent bang for the buck. Definitely a good purchase, 5 stars in my opinion. Go out and get yourselves one. So like the video if it helped you at all, subscribe if you guys want to see more, and until next time, have a great night, guys.